Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Simple Politics. I am extremely exhausted, guys. I went for a march this morning for justice for Kwekwe. So I'm extremely exhausted, but this video that I'm about to make, it's so necessary because I think I have to keep you guys updated. And when I was in the march, people were like, yeah, later on, you must drop a video on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, how am I gonna drop a YouTube on video when I'm here marching like you guys and I'm tired? But anyway, when I got home, I was like, no, like I can't sleep. I need to make this content, and I've been keeping in touch. But just before I get right into it, I also want to shout out. I want to give a shout out, guys, to this fighter who gave me this beret, guys. It's new. Oh, Chris Ungebs Betunana. Thank you so much, my fighter. Thank you. I appreciate this so much. But anyway, let's get right into it. So, there's a lot that's been going on with the budget. So I just want to update you guys because I see the EFF has also just posted now the things that they would like to amend. Yeah, but the DA is extremely pissed right now. Very pissed right now. Things are not going according to the plan, and the ANC is not budging. And I'm shocked. So EDA, apparently they spent the whole day and day yesterday crafting an agreement with the ANC, an agreement on the budget. Yeah, and then they held a meeting last night. Yeah, trying to present this agreement to ANC to say, okay, fine, this is what we must do. And the ANC has rejected that budget and that draft again. So this is the second time the ANC is rejecting a draft from the DA. Yeah, so now EDA Ngoku is throwing tantrums because the ANC itumana, you are negotiating in bad faith. The demands that you are putting as Zamgel, we are not accepting the demands that you are bringing to the table. Whereas other parties are saying, Gubana, we are not really demanding much. The only thing that we seem to be disagreeing on is the VAT increase. So I just watched a little bit of the clip. I didn't watch the whole thing because, as I said, I'm tired and I just got home. I see Brian Molefe from the MK. He said, he asked in Parliament, they are having like a mini committee, a gathering right now. So he asked Uguti, can we see Uguti how many people voted for what? That are saying no to the VAT increase, and how many people are saying yes. Let's work with the numbers. So there's 51 people or percent who said no, they don't want the VAT increase, and then there is 40 something, I think 46, who said yes. Yeah, but who are supporting the VAT increase. John Steenhuisen also posted something earlier today. He said, time is almost up. Last night, the ANC refused to finalize an agreement on growth and spending reforms, imperiling the GNU. The DA will oppose the budget unless and until a written agreement is reached. Yeah, so EDA is threatening the ANC, but the ANC is not budging. The ANC is saying, even if you as the DA reject the budget, they're tabling the budget tomorrow. They're saying even if you reject the budget tomorrow, that's fine. And someone brought up an important question. It has never been done before that a partner in the government rejects a budget and they remain part of the budget. Part of the government, GNU. It has never happened before. So I think it's very important, if the DA rejects that budget tomorrow, going forward, the DA might not be part of the GNU. But in knowing the DA and how much they don't have a backbone, I know around about 3 a.m., 4 a.m., they're gonna something tells me that they are going to they're gonna bend, man. They're gonna fold. Something tells you the DA is going to fold because now everybody is standing strong. No, we're not bending. Yeah, but if you ANC don't want a written agreement with us, and the DA wants a written agreement because they know that the ANC will turn their backs, ANC can say, vote with us and we'll give you 1, 2, and 3. And when it's time for ANC to give that, they will not. So that's why the DA wants a written agreement down. The ANC is refusing to give a written agreement. Hey, Kubi. On the other hand, though, I was listening now to Mdumiseni Ntuli. He's saying, Gubana, the DA is not the only party. The ANC is the largest party of the GNU. The DA, yes, is the second largest party, but the GNU can continue without the DA. I feel like they are sort of tired now by the DA. Something has broken, and Fikile Mbalula has also been threatening them. Yeah, but something has definitely broken. The IFP is saying that they will vote in favor of the budget on Wednesday. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Yeah, well, okay, but I want us to quickly highlight these few things that the EFF has proposed. And I'm reading them nicely because the EFF has actually written them down. Yabo. So it says that the EFF proposed amendments to the fiscal framework and revenue proposal. So these are the things that the EFF has proposed that could make the agreement better. Yabo. And these, they've proposed them in the joint sitting that they had in Parliament. So number one, EFF has proposed amendments. So these are the things that the EFF want to be amended. Kule budget that is being presented. Number one, the EFF says, we reject the proposed VAT increase. Value-added tax must remain at 14% to protect the poor and working class majority from the burden of regressive taxation. So EFF, okay, fine. With the VAT increase, of course, we already know that they've been saying we are not supporting the VAT increase. Number one. By the way, the DA now has folded. The DA a day before, yesterday, they said, okay, fine, they are willing to take they are willing to accept the 0.5% of the VAT, and the ANC must scrap the Expropriation Act, which is the ANC refused. Now the DA today, I was listening to them in that Parliament plenary. They are saying, no, we reject the VAT increase. I'm thinking, oh my God, DA, not you flip-flopping. Firstly, you rejected the budget. When you saw what the other parties were rejected, you wanted to accept the VAT, You wanted to accept the VAT so that you can be the only person to negotiate this that are going to benefit you. Now that the ANC has rejected you again, now you want to come out and say you rejected the VAT increase. Aibo. Aye, son. Anyway, number two, the EFF has said, number one, the EFF rejects the proposed VAT increase. Number two, we propose an amendment to adjust personal income tax brackets in line with inflation. This will prevent workers from being unfairly pushed into higher tax brackets due to the rising cost of living. So the EFF proposed an amendment to adjust personal income tax brackets. Number three, we propose an increase in corporate income. We propose increase in corporate income tax by 1.5% points in the 2025-2026 financial year. So the EFF is pushing that there's an increase in the corporate income tax. And then in point three again, they say by a further 2% point in 2026 and 2027 to ensure that large corporates contribute more meaningful to a national development. Number four, we propose the introduction of wealth tax on underutilized and utilized land and luxury land holdings. So the EFF is also proposing the introduction of a wealth tax. So a wealth tax on underutilized land. So if there's underutilized land or luxury land holdings, they are proposing a wealth tax. And then they explain it further and they say this includes a progressive tax on land that is underdeveloped, particularly land used for game farming, private reserves, or recreational estates, which serves no productive developmental purpose. Such land holdings reflect entrenched patterns of colonial and apartheid era privilege and must be taxed accordingly. And then number five, the EFF says, we propose a once-off wealth tax on all trusts established before 1994. This is a very good one, and I know they will never, ever support this, but this is a good one. Where it says, so the EFF proposes a once-off wealth tax on all trusts established before 1994. These trusts were often used to preserve apartheid-era wealth and shield assets from democratic redistribution. This tax aims to recoup resources accumulated through racial exclusion and structural inequality, and to channel them into transformative public investment. Number 6, we propose an annual declaration and levy on inherited assets exceeding 10 million. Which is really, this is good. But of course, people that are rich will never agree. And the DA, of course, will never support this because those are their people. And so the EFF says, we propose an annual declaration and levy on inherited assets exceeding 10 million. And then they further explain and say, this will maximize the revenue collection from inherited wealth and wealth generated through through creation of historical inequalities and monopolies in industries. This will maximize a revenue collection, yeah, true, from inherited wealth and wealth generated through creation of historical inequalities. So they want to propose an annual declaration and levy inherited assets exceeding 10 million, which is 10 million between. How can they not be able to this is really fair, I think. Number 7, we propose an increased allocation to South African Revenue Services to enhance its capacity to collect outstanding revenue. So they propose an increased allocation to SARS. Which is, we heard the minister, apparently Minister of Finance in SARS, there was a hot mic just the other day when they were presenting the budget in Parliament. And they had a hot mic where he said, even the amount that he was gonna give that he was gonna allocate to SARS, he will not anymore. So there is some beef between them. So the EFF is proposing that give the money to SARS so that they can be able to collect outstanding revenues. And then they further explain and say an additional 4 billion must be allocated in the 2025-2026 financial year over and above the current baseline allocation, specifically to support SARS in dealing with its debt book. This amount must be further increased by an additional 500 million in 2026-2027 and be adjusted annually for inflation in the remaining 2 outer years of the medium-term expenditure framework. This investment will bolster SARS' ability to realize that 800 billion in outstanding revenue that the Commissioner has publicly stated can be recovered with enhanced institutional capacity. Okay, number 8, the EFF has proposed recalibration of expenditure towards social services. We propose that the Parliamentary Budget Office be tasked with recalibrating expenditure in health, education, police, and defense with the specific aim of supporting the appointment of additional personnel in each of these sectors. The PBO must provide a detailed estimate of the number of personnel that needs to be appointed in each sector to reverse the erosion caused by a decade of austerity, and the projected financial implications of these appointments over the medium-term expenditure framework. We are prepared to accept that these necessary measures may result in a higher budget deficit as we reject the National Treasury's budget surplus strategy, which has undermined the service delivery and employment in critical public sectors. And then number 9, towards a new pro-people budget framework. If these modest but transformative amendments are adopted, if these modest but transformative amendments are adopted, the report must further recommend that the Standing Committee on Finance, in collaboration with the Parliamentary Budget Office and the Financial and Fiscal Commission, begin a process to overhauling the national budget framework. The new framework must prioritize social spending and public infrastructure investment and shift away from narrow fiscal consolidation. This shift must find clear and measurable expression in 2026 and 2027 budget amendments, laying the foundation for people-centered development states. So and that is the EFF. So the EFF is not only rejecting the budget, which I really like. They're not only rejecting the VAT hike, but they're giving ways in which you can get the money. Instead of increasing the VAT, these are the other ways which you can get the money. So they are proposing options and ways where you can get the money instead of wanting to take it from the VAT. So EFF, we will support you. Leave the VAT alone. We'll support you. Let's collect this money kwezindawo. Which obviously I don't think the DA will agree, because zindawo zabantu abelungu. Abantu abano 10 million ngabelungu. Asinabo thina 10 million. And then getting to ActionSA. ActionSA says, today we will table amendment to reverse the proposed 0.5 VAT increase and income tax bracket creep to protect South Africa from excessive taxation and the worsening economic pressure. We stand firm. South Africa cannot be expected to shoulder higher taxes while the government continues in reckless spending. So ActionSA is very clear that we say no to VAT increase, but we say yes to income tax relief. So yeah, guys, so that's what's up, you know. So I mean, we as I said, we will find out tomorrow morning. Where is the DA? Is the ANC going to swallow their pride, leave the VAT increase, amend the budget and collect money in other ways and leave the increase, and then work with everybody, and it's Christmas, everybody's happy? Or is the ANC going to bend and go to the DA? Or is the DA going to fall to Yonakala and come crawling to the ANC? I think they are still negotiating. We've got a few hours to go. We'll find out. Maybe go back with breaking news, go 12 a.m. today. So we don't know. We are still waiting to see about who's going to break. Where is the ANC leaning towards? Because kwabona ngoku ziyabakhalela. Where they're leaning towards, we don't know. Only time will tell. So yeah, guys, that's the update that I have. I'll definitely keep you guys updated as there's new developments. I'll keep you guys updated. Which now has just posted, and I see that he's responding to ActionSA. He's saying, Ubana, it was a recommendation in the committee report, not an amendment to the fiscal framework and revenue proposal, wherein the text type proposal lies. ActionSA has made a proposal supporting the fiscal framework and revenue proposals, which includes the VAT hike. They then asked that the Finance Committee report of public hearings and engagement reflects a recommendation that National Treasury must go and find alternative to VAT within 30 days. A recommendation which they will be forgotten by tomorrow. ActionSA has therefore supported the VAT hike. So yeah, if I did not introduce myself, my name is Izipolo Pelwana, and this is where we discuss everything politics. Let me know what you think about my Bare Betunan. Oh, Betunan Ningandimone. Let me know what you think. Oh my God. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the next episode. Aluta continua. The struggle continues. It continues always. Until the next one.